All right, welcome everybody. This is Sherry Bowers with the Connected Spirit, Connected Biz Summer Gift Event. And we're doing weekend spotlights on some of our contributors. And today I have Jan Revell with me, who's just wonderful, always. But we're going to talk a little bit about the awesome work she's doing and the great gift that she's got available to everybody. So, hi, Jan.
Hi, Sherry.
So good to have you. Um, so tell us, a little bit about how you got started in your work, what your work is, because for the people that don't know you, and we'll just go from there.
I work with people with intuition. So it's people who feel like they're kind of intuitive, they get hunches, they get gut feeling, but they don't really know what to do with it. And I help them in that developing. And then when somebody already knows kind of what they're doing and they want to move to the next level, perhaps thinking about psychic development, then we work on that level as well. I've been, I was going to say, how did I get into it? I've been doing this pretty much all my life. And one of the things that comes to mind, and it's kind of silly, but I remember in the 1970s, we were at a restaurant and somebody came into the restaurant that, well, he wasn't a very nice person. He came
Mhm.
across as very nice, but he was a dangerous
Not.
person. And I remember that of all things that happened is that the top of my head swelled. I mean, it actually swelled.
Uh-huh.
It was like there was a bump there, and I, oh, what? But, and
Uh-huh.
as soon as I left that restaurant, it went away. And I noticed that when I was around people who were not the healthiest to be around, that would sometimes happen.
Uh-huh.
Hasn't happened in a long time because I think I
That's
learned
good.
the lesson, but
That's good. That's good.
that was the weirdest. So I mean, if people have some sort of a weird physical manifestation, it is just an intuitive notice that's pay attention, low, pay attention,
Hmm. Hmm.
and what they can do with it. And so since then, and then years later, when I was doing um, coaching, intuitive business coaching, and people would say to me, or even before that, people would say, "Oh, you're so psychic," and I would get insulted. And I would say, "I am not psychic. I am intuitive, but I am not psychic."
It's the bad word. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that because I knew some people who really were psychic,
Hmm.
and I didn't fall into that category at all.
Hmm.
But nevertheless, when I asked a friend about what's the difference, and she rattled off, well, and a psychic is what's the terms, clear audio and clear visual and clear sentient and all of this. And I'm going, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, right, right. So, and then I went on to, this is probably more than what you or your viewers want to
You're
know,
good.
but I went on to meeting with angels. It was one of those emails that was going around at the time. It said, invite the angels into your home. And so I decided I'd try it.
Yeah.
And uh, I was renting a room from somebody. So that was my space, was the room. And there was a dresser on the end opposite the foot of the bed. So that was my altar type space. And so I did this ritual of inviting the angels to come into my space. And, it was like, whoa, okay, I think they're here. And
Yeah.
so we had some conversations, and that were pretty not rememberable anyway. And um, eventually it got to the point where they informed me that I would do readings for people, angel readings for people. And I said, no. And they they said, yes, you're going to do. And I went, no. And the third time I said, well, all right, I will do it on the condition that I get some feedback that it's real and it's not just my
Right.
ego speaking
Right.
out. So I was in a networking group at the time and I offered to do free readings with the caveat that they would give me honest feedback.
Hmm.
So about 15 people signed up, and fortunately it was nice weather, so we'd meet at a coffee shop or whatever. And I'd do these readings, and every one of them, 100% said, "Oh, this is real, Jan. You have to keep doing this." And I was like, each time I was a little more disgusted by it. It's like, oh, seriously, do I have to do this? So, it's been that way pretty much all my life until I finally said, okay, all right, I'll do it. So now in the meantime, I've coached other people.
Hmm.
One woman on a radio show, she was my backup person on a radio show I was hosting. And um, I would do readings once a month or whatever. Uh, and she would then send me a message with her interpretation, but she was not psychic. Oh, no, 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 no. She wasn't intuitive even. She was like very
Yep.
religious. And so this was
Right.
against her ideas. Well, but she couldn't resist giving her
View
input.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was always right on, accurate. So we had quite a few laughs about that. She was kind of like I was,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
no, no, no. But eventually she got to accept it. And it was fun to do that and see her aha moments
Yeah.
and the fact that she finally could accept that you don't have to be special in order to be
Right.
intuitive or psychic for that matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I try to help people to develop that for themselves so that they can experience it and not know the joy of doing it, but also the sense of safety.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know that I'm safe because if I'm not, then I get the vibes that say you need to go that way, not this way, or whatever the vibe
Yep.
happens to be.
Yep.
And it has saved my life and actually somebody else's life, because I almost hit them. But it
Yeah.
saved us both multiple times. It saved me
Yeah.
multiple times anyway.
Awesome. I mean, it's such a thing. I've always said, I felt that that should be part of every person's educational, like that should just be part of what we learn as we grow because it's invaluable,
Yeah, I agree.
and it's just
Yeah.
everybody's got it. It's just whether you know how to pay attention or are you denying it like we all tend to do. It's like, no, no, I don't want to do that. Don't make me do that. Yeah. So you kind of alluded to this as you were sharing, but at this point, who are you who are your like the people that you're working with the most at this point? Sounds like more business owners and solopreneurs or
Pretty much. It's been more enjoyable to work with business owners. Uh, I mean, it's enjoyable no matter what, but
Mhm.
the fun of having a business person get it and be able to take their business to the next step or towards success or raving success, is just totally amazing. It's well, in case you can't tell, it's feedback for me. It's exciting for me, probably more than for them even.
Well, I think, on a different level, for them, right? I mean, for us,
Yeah,
it's, if we're it's kind of like a proud mama moment to see somebody kind of take what you've shared with them and then be able to run with it and get success and stuff. So,
right,
I
right.
get that too. Um, and I think what I love of the fact that you're doing it with businesses is, this getting on my soapbox for a minute, but it's like, if all businesses were run or if the people in power of those businesses would use those abilities a little bit more and confess that they were using, like, I mean, the world could be a totally different place if we operated more from that heart, that intuition, and that actual, what we came here to do. But awesome stuff.
Well, Sherry, I'm going to break in here for a minute, but I did a book that was interviews of women who were at the time millionaires, and I wanted to know how they got there. And every one of them had a business, and every one of them used their intuition in their business in order to create the success that they had, and they became millionaires.
Yeah.
Without any input from a man or from somebody else. They didn't inherit the money. They used their intuition in their business in order to create something that mostly that they loved and enjoyed. And on the kind of a byproduct was they became millionaires.
Yeah. I think we would like more of that, please.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, like, do you have a core program, a course? You told us a little bit about who you work with and what you're doing, but do you have what's the main, if somebody wants to work with you, what's the main thing that they could do with you?
I have a membership course, and
Yes.
yes, and it's a weekly opportunity to get together for an hour or however long it goes to answer any questions that somebody might have in developing their intuition or their psychic ability, and take it from there. So it's a weekly session, Zoom session that we get together and I answer questions.
Do you also then do little activities or kind of things to help them build their skills? Of course. Just making sure.
Of course.
That
You want to
sounds
know
like a lot of fun.
You want to know the simplest one that I teach everybody? The first lesson I teach everybody, in case you don't know it, I think you probably already used it, is finding the parking place, the perfect parking spot every single time. So you go to, a busy shopping grocery store or whatever.
Right.
And how many times I've done this where I'm way at the end and I'm driving along saying, okay, where's my perfect parking spot? And I get this thing about go down this row, and I go, look at the row. It's totally full. Go down that row. It's, seems to be a theme with me of rejecting the first
Arguing.
place.
Yeah, I'm going to argue with you about
it. So finally I go down that row, and right at the very beginning, in the first one or two spots, there's an open space or somebody is just pulling out. It just happens every single time. I was a transport for a friend in Florida to take him to his doctor appointments and things like that. He just, the first few times it happened, he had to pick his jaw up off the floor, and he made these kind of sarcastic comments. And after a while, it was just, well, I expect it. So
there you go.
Yeah. And that's actually part of it, is expecting it. But asking, I always ask, where is my perfect parking spot? And then I back out of the way and let the answer come.
Yep.
Put the ego on the shelf.
And that's the hardest part.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It is. Quit arguing and shut up and be quiet for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about the gift that you're sharing in the event, and for anybody watching this replay, because it's a good one.
I'm really excited about it. It is a business marketing planner, and it has it's not really like other planners where it's just, dates and calendars and things. This is a planner to help you plan out your social media and your email campaigns, and when are you posting things, and what are you posting, and what's the link to whatever you're posting.
Oh, nice.
If you're an affiliate, where are you an affiliate and the link to your affiliate ID. I mean, it really is.
Comprehensive, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's something that pretty much every business owner could use because we all need to keep track of things. And this is a good way of tracking not
Hmm.
just your social media, although that's a big part of it in today's world, but also your email and your affiliate marketing. And so that's my gift.
Excellent. I'm going to go get one. And anybody else that would like one, the link will be below the video. So go get it. You know, it's free. Enjoy it. How can people reach out to you if they want more information about working with you or having a chat or any of that? What's the best way?
The best way is email. My email is jan@healerswholaunch.com. And the website is healerswholaunch.com. So
Awesome.
for those of us who are in the healing space to launch your business, and that's part of this whole thing of helping people
Yeah.
use intuition in their business to launch it and get it
And
going.
take off. Yep.
Right, right. Yep.
Awesome.
Spaceship. Yeah.
Sounds perfect. Well, thanks so much
Thank you.
for being on the call, and everybody watching, definitely take Jen up on her free offer. It's That's something that every business can use, and reach out to her. Get that intuition cranking.
Yeah,
All right,
really,
everybody.
really. Right. Thanks,
We'll see you
Sherry.
later. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.